Okay, so let's talk about the rules a little bit. And we did talk about AFC. Let's put AFC into its proper location. So there are three classes of product, three classes of a wireless network that are identified and defined for use in the new 6 gigahertz band. There's now three classes. So we need to pay attention to all three of them. Each one has its own set of rules and operating parameters. So the first one is called VLP, which stands for very low power. And that is exactly as it sounds. The maximum allowed transmit power there is going to be 14 dBm. That's VLP. Currently, United States, FCC has not ruled that that's allowed. Other regulatory domains around the world have actually opened up and said, yes, we allow VLP. In fact, some of them have said we allow VLP 14 dBm indoors or outdoors. That's pretty common around the world. Not in the United States, not in the US FCC domain. The other one, the middle one, is called LPI, and that stands for low power indoor. Low power indoor. So it kind of, the name right there tells you all you need to know. It's indoor only. It's not allowed to be used outdoors. And so there's rules about that. If you're going to operate an LPI, you can't build an external antenna. You cannot have external antenna connectors, because they don't want you to be able to connect up a more powerful antenna using it outdoors. It cannot be built into an outdoor environmentally hardened enclosure. Again, trying to limit the use of that LPI to indoor only. So there's rules about it, right? Rules about the product design. Now, LPI theoretically allows up to, well, not theoretically, it does allow up to 30 dBm if you're operating on a 320 megahertz wide channel. So I'll leave it right there. We'll come back and talk about that later. That statement is pretty powerful, and there's a lot more detail involved in LPI, which we're going to drill into a little bit later. The third class is SP, standard power, SP. Now, standard power is what we are most familiar with. It's the power levels that we've used with the 5 gigahertz. It's the power levels we've used in 2.4 gigahertz band. It is up to 36 dBm, EIRP. So up to 36 dBm, starting on a 20 megahertz wide channel. So SP, wow, that sounds like what I want to use. Forget about this, LPI and VLP. I want to use SP, and SP can be indoor or outdoor. That's the good news. But we're talking about rules. Different rules apply. So in order to use those SP power levels up to 36 dBm, you have to be supported by an AFC system, automatic frequency control. So that AP, what channel it can use, what frequencies it can use, and what power levels it can use per geography is controlled by an external device. An external device. So you do not have control of the frequency, the exact frequency and power levels of the SP class. It is under control of that AFC system. So different rules for different different types of deployments.